So in this video, I want to talk to you about how to improve your appearance, right? So some of the things that you can essentially look out for to make yourself, the best way you can before you go interviews, right? So one of the reasons why I, talk about, do whatever you can to, to make yourself the best way you can is because people do, they don't have a lot, especially if you're interviewers, right? They don't have a lot to measure a person or judge a person, right? So they essentially have to rely on cues like what you wear and how you appear to make a decision. But I can tell you that I don't think I've ever got rejected because I wore like dirty clothes or things like that. But what you can do to kind of make yourself presentable, there are things that you can essentially do, right? And obviously, you don't need to really worry about investing in expensive things and buying the most expensive suit or the clothes that you need to wear for the interview. You can essentially use whatever you have. It could be just a shirt, right, and with a tie, or if it could be just a shirt that you have, but make sure it's ironed, right? Make sure it's clean, right? So these are some of the things you can do, right? So the really important aspect of it coming is don't really worry about like investing on anything expensive. You're expensive to look good. It just the key thing is you're trying to make it pleasing for other people to look at you, right? Like many people think about like they need to look a certain way before they can get a job. They need to look attractive and things like that. This is not the case. This is not how reality is. Actually, they want somebody who cares enough that they take care of themselves, they groom well, they comb their hair and taking care of their hair and have some sort of a nice style. Or even if you don't have a nice style, you can at least comb it the best way you can, right? So they're looking for somebody who actually have taken the time to take care of themselves, right? So some of the things that I recommend normally for people to take care of, make sure that if you have the ability to get a haircut, right? That's one of the easiest way to make yourself look presentable or good even, right? I'm pretty sure you guys look pretty great even without a haircut or without a hairstyle. But sometimes, when we are in a professional setting, sometimes these things are needed, right? And also, obviously get some, affordable clothes that are dedicated for interviews and use it only for interviews, right? And make sure your clothes are clean and, they're ironed out, right? And then if you're going into especially, in-person interviews, make sure that your shoes looks nice. They're polished at least to some extent, that there's no dirt on it or anything like that, right? And make sure that you're well groomed. If you're a man, make sure that beard is nicely taken care of, and make sure that your nails are clipped properly. So these are some of the things you can easily do to make yourself look good. You don't need to go, like I said, expensive in very expensive item and invest in very expensive things in order for you to look good. You can start with what you have already and make the most of it. That's one of the advice I can give you when it comes to this video. So try it out and don't think too much about if you don't have the right items or anything like items, or if you don't have any right clothing and things like that. Use what you have. If you have to borrow, you can borrow, but make sure that you do what you can, the basics essentially, right, before you go to an interview. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.